Welcome to the Sunday Sample for Corporate Worship Matters. I'm Malcolm Cox, and this is a 7-part series based on an article I read in Worship Musician magazine. The link is in the show notes. It's an article by Jon Nicol, and I've printed it off here, and I'm going to read some excerpts over the next few weeks and then discuss some issues that can help our churches to sing better, because the article is entitled 6 Mistakes That Prevent or Keep Your Church from Singing. And I know we all want our church to sing effectively and worshipfully. So I must admit where I am, some of the times when I'm with my churches, they sing well and sometimes not so well. And I found this article to be a helpful filter or checklist for me to think about how I'm leading worship and how I'm promoting the ideas of worship. So, because when the churches don't sing, I don't want to berate them, and I don't want to bully individuals into singing. That's not the point. I think there is a better way, and I think you'll find these 6 tips and the 7th summary we'll do at the end helpful. I hope you do. And not all of these may apply to your situation, but I think it's worth using them to review the areas which might be hindering your church and mine from fully embracing and enjoying all of what corporate musical worship has to offer. So over the next 6 weeks, we'll take each one in turn, tease them apart, and think about their application. I'd love to know what you think. Now, on to today's episode. Our second episode is called THDS. THDS, standing for Too High, Didn't Sing. Too high, didn't sing. Let me quote from the article. I once received a note from someone in the congregation. "You're making my throat burn. The songs are too high." The worship leader has a tension to manage between choosing a comfortable key for the average church attendee and the key that fits his or her voice. You need to be able to sing the song if you're a worship leader, but so does the congregation. There are no easy answers or magic keys that fit everyone, so if we err too high, we probably won't cause church-wide pharyngitis, but it will discourage people from singing, especially the men in your church. Singing too high, singing too low can equally be a problem. This is something we wrestle with a lot in our congregations, and I want to encourage us to think about it before we get to church on a Sunday. Think about it beforehand. What key is going to be the best key? Some keys seem to work better than others. There are arguments in favor of singing a song in its original key that it's written in, but sometimes it's not going to fit our local congregation. Of course, there are other elements to do with the acoustics that can help congregations to sing a little higher than they might be used to. Or if we're sitting down for a communion song, there are some communion songs that do go quite high. You might want to take that down a tone or two so that people can sing more comfortably sitting down if they are seated during the passing of the bread and wine, for the sake of argument. But I also want to say, though, that we need to stretch our congregations. Just because a song is a little bit high doesn't mean we shouldn't go for it. When we're warmed up, perhaps not that first song, but perhaps the second or the third song, voices are warmed up, bodies are warmed up, the enthusiasm is warmed up. That's when you might be able to push a song a little higher than you otherwise would. So what do you think about the selection of keys and how we do that, and how we accommodate people who might find it a bit more difficult to sing high, and how do you moderate that as a leader of worship? I'd love to know your thoughts. So what did you think of what we talked about today? I'd love to know your thoughts. So please leave a comment anywhere you hear or see this recording. Leave it in public so that we can learn from each other, because we learn best when we learn in community. If you can think of anybody who might benefit from this, please pass the link on to them. Leave us a review, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a review wherever you get your podcasts from, and that would be wonderful. And I do pray that the next time you gather together with all your friends to worship our great God, it will be a time of great, encouraging worship, worshiping the Lord with joy and great exaltation. Take care, and God bless.